Oscar de la Hoya, the legendary boxing champion and prominent Los Angeles native, has broken his silence amidst ongoing protests that have now stretched into their seventh day in Los Angeles. The demonstrations, ignited by a wave of immigration and customs enforcement (ICE) raids across the city and surrounding areas, have brought thousands of Angelenos into the streets in a show of solidarity and resistance against what many see as unjust and inhumane immigration enforcement tactics. De la Hoya, whose own upbringing in East LA was deeply shaped by immigrant experience, made an emotional appeal during a press conference, calling for compassion, unity, and reform. De la Hoya's voice adds a powerful dimension to the protests, which have largely been led by grassroots organizers, immigrant advocacy groups, students, and concerned citizens. In his speech, he recalled his parents' struggles as Mexican immigrants and how they instilled in him the value of hard work and the belief in the American dream. "These people are not criminals," he said, addressing the crowd. "They are mothers, fathers, and children chasing the same dream my parents once had." His remarks were met with roaring applause, as protesters held up signs demanding justice and an end to the raids that have led to hundreds of detentions in the past week alone. The raids, reportedly targeting undocumented immigrants with prior removal orders or minor criminal infractions, have sparked widespread fear in immigrant communities. Local officials, including members of the Los Angeles City Council and California state legislators, have condemned the actions, accusing federal agencies of targeting vulnerable families and disrupting communities without transparency or due process. The backlash has seen marches throughout Boyle Heights, downtown LA, and even in suburban neighborhoods like Glendale and Pasadena. Protesters have staged sit-ins at government buildings and organized vigils for those detained. De la Hoya's involvement may mark a pivotal moment in the protests. Known not only for his accolades in the ring but also for his influence in business and philanthropy, his support shines a national spotlight on the movement. His Golden Boy Promotions team has also announced plans to partner with local nonprofits to provide legal aid and financial support for families affected by the raids. "I'm not just here to speak," De la Hoya stated. "I'm here to act, to organize, and to help protect the people who built this city, just like my family did." Meanwhile, tensions remain high as ICE has shown no signs of backing down, defending the operations as lawful and necessary for national security. Protesters, however, argue that the raids are politically motivated and disproportionately harm Latino and immigrant populations. Despite the looming threat of further enforcement actions, organizers say they are committed to continuing the protests until there is a moratorium on raids and legislative movement toward immigration reform. In a city where immigrant identity is deeply interwoven into the social fabric, De la Hoya's entry into the fray signals a deepening intersection between celebrity influence and civic action. For many protesters, his presence is not just symbolic, it's a rallying cry that the fight for dignity and justice is far from over.